Hello Aries, thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Tarot Illuminati by Eric C. Dunn, Supportive Oracle Cards, Magical Spell Cards by Lucy Cavendish, anything else? Okay, good. Already shuffled. Aries. I don't know why we want the bottom card, but we do. I don't know if I want this bottom card. I don't think so. Okay. What do we got for Aries? Now, when we're coming into this situation, you've got Beauty with the Hierophant. The thing with Aries is, and I'm going to say this because my moon is in Aries, and I feel like I connect to this, but you can call me out in the comments if you disagree, of course. Aries will look at the rules, and they will usually look at them and be like, you know what, as long as the rule makes sense, we're all good. But if a rule is out of date or it's just flat out wrong, things can get a bit interesting. It's kind of like if a law or rule is wrong, that's when we could have problems, and where we could be like, well, I know that that's the rule, I know that that's on paper there, but I also know that that's causing problems, and that's part of the reason we're in a bad situation because of said rule. So Aries tends to think for themselves, and they're kind of like, yeah, I understand there's rules here, but I also know that just because there's rules doesn't mean that's right. Doesn't mean just because somebody made a rule that automatically makes it the right thing to do. And I'm getting beauty with the Hierophant. Like you're feeling constrained by rules, and you're feeling like certain rules are incorrect, but the Beauty is saying, like, you're questioning whether you have what it takes to get in there and do something about this. And it's not because of willpower. Like, you could do it. Obviously, you could put one foot in front of the other and make that happen. But also, Aries is not into wasting their time. I'm not going to run up, bash my face into the wall for no reason. Like, who would do that and why? But I will go in there and fight it out if I think it'll actually make a difference and change things. Fighting it out being, you know, on your terms, whatever that means. You're not about wasting your time, that's for sure. So, but you're kind of like, that's why you have that Beauty. Like, you're not really sure, like, this battle, like, it's almost kind of like you're not going to run into and start fighting 50 people when you're only one person, even if maybe you even know martial arts or whatever, you know something like that. And you're just like, yeah, but I'm only one person. And even if these 50 other people don't know anything, that's 50 people. Like, what am I really going to win if I try to do that? In the environment, we got these two cards. Guidance. Is it Divine Guidance? Yes. Divine Guidance and the Mermaid Seduction. Mermaid Magic Seduction. Seduction is really strong. Guidance and seduction. Somebody's trying to manipulate the situation. I'm sure you're shocked. They're making it look like when people say you can't fight City Hall, it's like that's a game people play to control other people. They try to make you feel like you wouldn't have a chance, so why are you trying? It's kind of like they're trying to make you feel like, well, if you do that, it's like racing a cheetah. It's racing a cheetah on foot. You're not going to be able to. You're not going to be able to do it. That's how they make you feel. But the truth is, that's not how this is measuring up. That's how they're making it look like to you. It's like you're going to race on foot against a cheetah. And cheetahs, if you didn't know, which I think a lot of people do, they can hit up to 60 miles an hour at top speed, from what I understand. Even if it's 30 miles an hour, can you run 30 miles an hour? I think it's 60 though. But still, that's how they're making you feel. In reality, though, it's kind of like it's like racing something. No, it's not like that though. It's kind of like racing something with equal value, or it might be. All right, say it's like racing a cat, like a house cat instead of a cheetah. Like, house cats can run pretty fast if they want to, but it's not the same. You know, it's not the same level of engagement. If you're also going to do that comparison, a cheetah can hurt, could probably kick your butt. Like, they have those claws and the teeth, and that can be a thing. House cats do too, but they're probably not going to murder you. That's all I'm saying. So they're making it out like it's this big thing that you're coming up against, and it's not as big as they're making it. But the seduction, the guidance is like they're trying to make you feel like, oh, I'm looking out for you. Don't do this. Like, it would just make things worse for you. It wouldn't help you any. You know, it would just make things worse for you. You'd block yourself. People wouldn't like you. You don't need that. Somebody's definitely playing you here. They are. That's if this reading is hitting, just to be fair. They're kind of playing with you. Trying to keep control. Because you do have the ability to make a change here is what I'm getting. Now, healing with the Fool comes in next. You're going to get fed up with the situation, and you're going to start challenging it more. Healing with the Fool is kind of like, you're smart, and you're kind of like, oh, you want to play games, do you? Okay. So you're just kind of like casually putting things out there that this doesn't work because that rule's wrong. But I mean, I guess we like failing. That's fine. I feel like that might be a little bit of what's starting here. Kind of like, that didn't work because of this rule. But we seem to be comfortable with failing, so that's fine. I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that's why that's not working. That's why we keep losing. But I see that that's how we want to do it. So, okay. And I feel like you're putting it out there, and you're making it quite known. You're voicing your opinion about the situation. Other people are agreeing with you. That's the Fool. Other people are agreeing with you, and you're starting to get some type of support here. What's going on in the environment is the glamour. Be careful of this. This is face down. Like, people are trying to pacify the situation like it's not that big of a deal. People are like trying to push it under the rug, like, oh, you know, the Aries, they just say things once in a while. Don't worry about it. Let's move on. They're trying to glamour it through in the sense of like, people who can do stuff about it are hearing about this. And the people who don't want it to change are trying to act like it's not really the Aries is just dramatic. Don't worry about the Aries. But then other people are agreeing with this. And there's people talking like, you know, I heard the Aries say that this rule is why we fail. This rule is why we seem to fall on our face and we can't get the success we want. Do you think that's possible? How does that rule work? How does that fold in with everything else? And the right people are asking the right questions, like, is that rule working against us? And that's literally why you don't like it, because it's working against the situation. Somebody's making out from that rule, yes, but it's not good for the majority, it's good for the minority, and the minority might pay for that. Now, judgment does go in your favor, and you have good cheer here. Because people are listening. The right people hear this, and rules change. It may seem like I feel like rules are changing. They're saying something will change here. But it may start in small pieces. You might have, like, for example, if you have a rule, whatever the rule is, you might get like a 10 to 20% change to start. Is almost like they're trying to make sure if they start changing this rule, it's going to have a good effect. So they're changing this rule in certain places, and they're testing it out. They're looking to see if it really works. You might be a part of that. You might not be a part of it. I don't know. The rule is starting to change. They're doing the research. They're trying to implement possibility. Like, could it be? Is it? Let's see. Let's test that. Good cheer with the judgment in your favor. Like, people are realizing there's a reason you're saying this. Now, there is some opposition to this. You got the magical powers with the study. Magical powers is a lot like the magician. Somebody using their own will, their own devices to make a situation go the way they want it to. It's not about what's there, it's what they want it to be rather than what's actually in front of them. And they're trying to figure out ways to like make this look. I feel like I'm looking at a lawyer who's just kind of like, it's not about what's right, it's about getting the win. I feel like that's what we're doing. It's like, it's not about what's fair here. It's like they just want the win. And what do they need to do to win? How can they bend these rules so they can get the win? They don't care what's right. They care that they get the win. This is the opposition you're coming up against. Now, when this is coming in, somebody is trying to debunk this, but it's smoke and mirrors. When this is happening, there's nothing you can do about it. You're not included in this. You're blocked from it. There's literally nothing you're going to be able to do about it. But you might notice things start to slow up or start to revert back to where they were. I don't feel like that's going to be a total sell. There's going to be some type of change, but I feel like the change coming forward, it's not going to fix things. It's not going to fix things enough, but it's going to make a change here that you start to do a little better. Somebody is fighting against this change, and it's the fact that you can't do anything about it. I feel like they're just saying you did everything you could. But the thing is that it's still it does progress a little farther. Things get revamped. You might get an opportunity out of this. You might get an opportunity out of this. Because when this comes to the end of it, you got, what is this? Best possible decision with peace and the Eight of Pentacles. Okay. All right. So this energy, again, this person, it feels like a lawyer. It really does feel like a lawyer that's like, I don't care what's right. I just want my win. I just want to win. They want you out of their way. And they seem to feel like they have to do it in a positive way. So they're not like out to get you. I feel like they want to be careful about that because you have shown your value. You've shown that you see things and you pay attention to things and you put out how things are. This person is also worried that you're going to come back around and create another problem with this for them. They don't want this change, but you see the truth in it and you might come at it again and try to change it again. So they're trying to move you into a better position. They're trying to get you offered something or give you something to move you towards something else that benefits you and keeps you out of their way. This is why I feel peace for you in the Eight of Pentacles. The situation you made a difference in. If people don't want to listen to you, there's no reason you should be beating your head against the wall to try and make other people do the right thing. If they don't want to do the right thing, then that's their problem. That's kind of what I'm getting. When you're offered something better, take the reward. Because it gets you away from this energy, and it also gives you something better. Very short and sweet, but that's what they're saying. Take the reward. You don't really want to stay around this energy. It's very slippery, has its own way of looking at things, and is very powerful is what I'm getting. With that magical powers, it does feel like there's a lot of strength there behind this energy. It's best for you just to get away from it. Take your reward and just go on to your next situation. You'll feel a lot happier. Obviously, you're going to decide whether you want it or not, clearly. But there's the advice for this reading, I feel like the point is they're saying take your reward. It is a reward. It's legitimate. That's why it's happening, because this person has to like show that they're on. They have to at least perceive or have it look like they're on your side, because there's people around them paying attention, and if it looks like they're on your side, that looks good for them too. And then when they move you out of their way, they're not going to bother you. Okay, I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.